Hi there, and thank you for joining me for another video. I've been talking in some of my previous videos about how it might be possible during your live performance to transfer your rhythm section or whatever tracks you specify over to an empty, unused track while you're performing, and then have that track set to fade out at the end of your song. It's possible to have one button transfer everything over, stop the current multiple tracks from playing, and then let the bounced track take over seamlessly. Anyway, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this video. There's a number of things you need to know. You definitely have to know all about using the bounce function, so please look those videos up on my channel. They're pretty informative. I think they'll show you how to use the bounce function, how to set it up and get it ready to go. You're going to have to do everything on the fly as you're performing in this case, so get ready. You got a little bit of homework to do, and watch this video, watch it again if you need to, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone else could do with the bounce function and the fade outs. Anyway, let's just get started. It's actually a lot easier than it sounds. And please hit like and subscribe if you're so inclined. I would appreciate any comments and feedback as well. Well, let's get started. Here we are at the RC600, and I've got everything set up ready to go, all configured, and I'm going to show you what I have currently set up. Tracks 1, 2, and 3, I've got a little percussive sound in each of those tracks that are going to play together. That's going to be combined into a single track, 6, and I'm going to fade out track 6. So, how do I go about doing all of this? Well, on my buttons I've currently got set up the normal way most people have it. Buttons 1 and 2 are for track 1. 3 and 4 are for track 2. And buttons 5 and 6 are for track 3. There's a record, play, and a stop function. When I go to mode 2, there's track 4, track 5, and track 6. So I want to be using track 6 as the destination. I'm going to use the normal record button right here, button number 5 on mode 2, to start the recording at the right time. And it's going to capture those 3 tracks, 1, 2, and 3. But when I want to end it, if I use this button again, it'll kick track 6 into play mode, but it won't stop tracks 1, 2, and 3. Now I've got everything playing twice, and that may end up with a volume difference. I don't want to do that. I'm going to use button number 8 on mode 2 because I'm not using it anyway. So what this will do is replicate button number 5 on mode 2. So record, play for track 6. I'm going to replicate here, as well as on here I'm going to stack some assigns to turn off tracks 1, 2, and 3. So, if you get the timing right, you're playing tracks 1, 2, and 3, you're recording it onto 6, and this button will switch everything over to track 6. It'll be playing and the others will be stopped. Then, I need to hit a stop command for track number 6, and I'll use the regular button for stopping track 6, or I can use all stop for that, and it'll send it into a predetermined length of time for stopping and fading out. And let's have a look now at the settings involved in doing that. First off, the bounce. I want to go into the loop menu, and I'm going to go to record and scroll over one screen. Tracks 1, 2, and 3 are my sources, so they're going to be on. Tracks 4, 5, and 6 are off for the bounce tracks. Bounce switch needs to be on. That's what activates the entire process. So backing out of that, I need to now pick a destination. Destination is going to be track 6. So going into here now, track 6, scrolling over 1, 2, 3, there's a bounce in control right here. Track 6, bounce in is on. It's the only one that's on. All of the other loops are going to be off. Track 1 is off, track 2 is off, 3, 4, and 5 are all shut off. Just track 6 is on for bounce in. So that's all I need for that. Furthermore, I need to fade out. So how do you fade things out? Well, if you go to in the loop menu, hit the play button, right here are some fade controls. Fading in, fading out. Now you can turn this knob to decide how long to fade out. 12 measures, 16 measures, 14, 5 measures, whatever you want. You can even go down into less than a measure, half a note, whole note, quarter note, 16th, anything you want. I'm going to set it for 8 measures. That's just about the right time for the purpose of this video, but that's not all you have to do. That's now set as a fade out time of 8 measures. Now I have to pick a track to use that fade out. And again, track 6 is the one I'm going to use, the one that's being bounced over to. And if you hit track 6, going into the just the track menu, scroll over again. Where is it? Here it is. From the second screen, let's start again. Track 6, into here, go over 1, stop mode, second one over on the second screen of the track in the loop menu. So you can have 3 different options. Immediate stop when you hit the stop button, fade out when you hit the stop button, and I've already set it for 8 measures, or I can have it stop at the end of its loop after I hit the stop button. And of course you want fade. So now that is all you need to do to cause track 6 to fade out after you've told it to stop. So when I hit record for track 6, it'll capture a piece of tracks 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to have a button that shuts off tracks 1, 2, and 3 and switches track 6 into play mode. And when I hit a stop button, track 6 will fade out. It's so simple, but there's so much to do. It takes a few assigns and it takes a bunch of programming. And you should also shut off the inputs to track 6 as well, so that you don't capture your playing or your singing or whatever else you don't want in the fade out. So the only thing you're going to use track 6 for is to capture this little piece and fade it out. So what do I have on track 1? Just a little bit of like a kick drum sort of a sound. Here it is. I'm going to add track 2. And they're the exact same length. And track 3, there's a bit of toms. And you won't hear anything until the very end of this track. It's twice as long, so the tracks 1 and 2 go around twice. And there it is. Listening again. It's just as a timekeeper for me to be able to know when to hit the stop record function. So let's stop all of that. So now I just have to set up button number 8 on mode 2 to do all of those things. And let's do that. Going into the menu button, I'm going to scroll over, and first off, let's go to the control menu. Mode number 2, scrolling over to 8. That is off. And the reason for that is because I just want to use assigns. I could have a function set here, but it may interfere with everything, or if it was the undo redo command still, then it could be all kinds of chaos happening. I think in mode 2 it sends it into half speed by default, and I don't want that. So I just shut it off. We don't need it here. We're going to use assign instead, and I'm going to use 4 of them. So going into assign 1, pedal 8, mode 2, you need to set it for toggle. If it says momentary, you need to change it. Scrolling over 1, I want track 6 to switch from record to play. So it just replicates button number 5 on mode 2, record play on track 6. It's really the same function. I can't use button 5 because it doesn't stop tracks 1, 2, and 3. And that's where these other 3 assigns come in. Assign 2, same button, toggle, stop track 1, assign 3, button 8, mode 2, and toggle, stop track 2. And assign 4, button 8, mode 2, change that to toggle, and stop track 3. So that's all I need to do. Now there may be other ways to set everything up to do that, but really I thought that was the easiest, clearest way to show you what's happening. So let's go ahead and see if we can make it work. Going to this mode, I'm going to hit all stop and all start rather, and there everything is playing. Let's say I'm performing and I'm coming up on a part of the song where I want to capture this piece of the tracks to bounce over. At the end of the longest loop is when I hit record for track 6. And there we go. And I'm going to use button number 8 to stop it at the end of one cycle. And it seamlessly starts track 6, stops tracks 1, 2, and 3. You didn't even hear, hopefully, any sort of an interruption in the beat or the playing. Now, it's going to keep on playing on one track until I hit a stop button, and I can use either all stop or the stop button for track 6. Let's hit the all stop button. Now, it's going to start counting down 8 measures and start fading out. Let's listen. And there we go. It faded out. I could have had it fade out longer, slower, or shorter, any way that I want. So, it worked. That was all there is to it. Well, there you have it. Now you've seen that you can actually, while you're performing, transfer your rhythm section or any tracks that you specify over to an empty track. Have one button turn off everything else and let the bounced track take over seamlessly, and then you can activate that fade out at will later on or right away. And it's really quite simple, a lot easier than we all thought it was. So I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone else can do with it. Please hit like and subscribe if you're so inclined, and leave some comments. I'd love to hear back from you. If I'm wrong about anything, please let me know. And we'll see you in my next video. Bye now.